So let's face it, you aim like you just got home from a frat party and you're a 12 pack and a 5th deep and you decided to hop on the game. It's okay, I get it, we've all been there. I'll help you correct these mistakes so you can see your KD go up and your rank never go down. Also, if you have any tips, please feel free to share them in the comment section. Last video, I received really good tips for you guys to help out other players, and I love reading about your experiences and tips in the game. So feel free to share any of those that you guys may have. And if you find any of these tips helpful, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel so that you never miss another video from me. It helps out a ton, and again, thanks for tuning into my yap session, and let's get right on into it. Number 1, sensitivity. One thing I heard a lot of people asking about is sensitivity, and if you are struggling with your aim, which is probably why you clicked on this video, your sensitivity is probably too high. If you're just starting out in this game, I recommend playing at a lower sense to start, especially if you're on controller. People tend to flick the stick all the way in one direction versus just moving it and slowly adjusting. Lowering your sense will help with that. Another thing is you change your sensitivity way too much. Once you find where you're comfortable at, you should stick to it and try to improve off of it, versus having so many sensitivities, you really will never get used to one. There's nothing wrong with dabbling and venturing out into a higher sense, but if you find something that works, you should stick to it. Don't go looking for pro player sensitivities because that's what they're used to and they are levels above the rest. But if you find a good sensitivity, just stick with it. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you guys find a decent sensitivity that works for you, whether you're a beginner player or an experienced player, drop them in the comments below so that way other players get the chance to try them out. Number 2, warm up or practice. Go into the shooting range and learn the different recoil patterns. Every recoil pattern is different for each gun, and it is important to know what to expect when it comes to the kickback of your gun. Try warming up on moving and still targets for about 10 minutes before going into a match. Just by practicing for even 10 minutes a day on just recoil control will work wonders in the long run for you. And if you want a little extracurricular activity, then you can try playing free-for-all as well. That will get you good at using guns because it's so fast-paced, you'll have no choice but to learn where to put your crosshairs. You'll be snapping on and pre-firing people's heads in no time just by warming up and practicing before you go into ranked games. Number 3, crosshair placement. It is important to always be aiming at head level while playing this game. With this game being a one-shot headshot mechanic, all it takes is one bullet to the head and the lights are out for you and the enemy team. Keep your crosshairs up to be ready to take any gunfight. Now I know what you're thinking, what if they're crouched or prone? Well, it is 10 times easier to bring your crosshair down than to push it all the way up. So with that being the case, adjusting down should be easier than adjusting up. Aiming at head level is one of the most important tips I can give you as far as improving on your aim in Rainbow Six Siege. Number 4, always be aiming at something. This is one I do not see recommended to players enough. No matter if you are new or experienced in this game, you should always have your crosshair aimed at something. If you're walking through a doorway, do not keep your sights held up in the middle of the doorway. Try to think in the back of your mind, if I was an enemy coming through with this door, which way would I come from? And keep your sights held up where you think they'd pop out from. That would make you so much more ready to take a fight than it just be aimed at the middle of the doorway and try to adjust. Aiming at one side of the doorway or the other takes all the adjusting out of it and you are already adjusted to where they will come from. Mix this with tip number 4 and you'll already start looking nasty. Last but not least, drone and cams. Yeah, before you go off on me because I'm bringing up drones in a video about your aim, just sit and hear me out. If you're walking through a hall and an enemy can either be on one of 3 ways, straight ahead, to the left, or to the right. You have no idea and you'll have to pre-fire all 3 and give up your position, or you'll just have to guess. If you were to use your drone and drone out where the guy is, you will know exactly where to put your crosshair and exactly when to pre-fire, and you'll be able to get the kill with ease. I know, you guys want to go and get kills, but if you actually use your drone and your cameras, it can and will result in getting more kills than just your run and gun playstyle. If you don't believe me, then go try it for yourself. Getting droned out immediately gives you a huge disadvantage because the enemy team now knows your exact location and you have no idea where they are at. It's one of the scariest feelings in all of this game, to be honest, getting droned out. Start using your drone to be able to predict where the enemies are at and where they're going to go to help you get more kills in your next game. Alright, you got that? Let's review it real quick for you. Number 1, sensitivity. Number 2, warm up and practice. Number 3, crosshair placement. Number 4, aim at something. 5, drone. Use all these tips and start implementing them into your game, and you will start to see an immediate improvement. Some of these take practice, so don't worry, don't give up, keep trying. I believe in you, and I can't wait to hear some of your tips for others in the comments below. That's gonna wrap it up for me. If these helped you, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. It means the world that you stopped by, even to just listen to me talk for a couple minutes. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.